Hi everyone. Hi. Welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I'm going to turn my fan off so that it stops making white noise in the background. Hi. My name's Ethan Van Sciver, and yeah, this is Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I am just a humble ink and superhero merchant. I'm happy to be here with you tonight on this beautiful Sunday evening. I hope you're all having a great, great time. This is going to be one of those things. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is the second time I started to go live, and I realized that I had not turned it to portrait or whatever horizontal is. I did it wrong, and I know that you guys get very upset, and I get upset too when it's done the wrong way, when the camera's on the wrong orientation. So landscape, yeah, yeah. Portrait mode is the way that it was established, and that's just not going to make a good video. Tonight, I thought we'd go through. First of all, I'd check and see how you guys are feeling. Make sure you're feeling okay. If you're not feeling okay, let me know. I'll see what I can do about it. What's up, conservative nerd? What is going on? All right, you guys should know. My day's been fine, very, very good. I have been watching the show, The Hunt for the Zodiac Killer, on the History Channel, and there's this whole new type of like over the top, ridiculous kind of. Is it a reality show? I mean, I don't know what you would call it. These are kind of. This is a mini series. It's gonna end tomorrow. No, it's gonna end on Tuesday. The finale. And yeah, we've already established the Zodiac Killer is Ted Cruz, and of course he's the Zodiac Killer. His father helped assassinate JFK. So what would a man like that kind of grow into? But in any case, they are looking for a different. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that little problem there. Again, my Wi-Fi was turned off. I'm back. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about the Zodiac killings? That was a tragedy, but yeah, you guys, me losing the feed on my live stream is a much bigger tragedy than the Zodiac killings and the fact that somebody went uncaught. Uncaught. I mean, the Zodiac killer is still out there. Fortunately, we have these two or three goons on the History Channel. I'm going to do this. I don't see why I can't just say, hey, I'm going to solve, like, it's going to be called Area, what is it, Area 51? What's the name of that UFO site? I think it's Area 51, but it might be Area 52. Let me look that up real quick. Area 51? No, it's Area 51. Okay, so I'm going to say Area 51 solved, and it's going to be me and a couple of you guys, and we're going to talk about kind of the mythology of Area 51 while we drive around in our truck, and we're going to be like, all right, so, and in so year, this happened, and we're going to go right there, and there's going to be ominous music behind us, like, and it's going to be like, oh my God, we're going to excavate the desert, we're going to find a piece of metal. Could this have been a piece of the UFO that they forgot? And that's going to be it. And that's going to be the basis of our TV show. It's going to be amazing. I don't see why I can't do that because I'm just as qualified as these guys, these clowns. They're like, we have a supercomputer, and this supercomputer has been programmed to think just like the Zodiac Killer, based on all of his letters and everything that he's given us. So this thing looks like it's like it was built in 1968, so it's it probably is of the Zodiac Killer's era. I mean, this thing fills a room. It's an enormous computer. These guys, look, a big computer. It just you have a little computer and have it do the same thing. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure my cell phone can do what this computer's doing. Anyway, it's absolutely infuriating. Tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Tuesday is going to be the series finale. The supposedly some dude is going to come in and he's going to have cracked the code for all of this, and that will be amazing, absolutely amazing. All right, so I want to talk to you today about a few covers. This is going to be a commentary track for some random covers that I did. I think that I got to get back to doing commentaries. I mean, I'm doing too many how to draw videos. I know you guys are sick of it. None of you want to learn how to draw anything. Uh, oh, thank you for the super chat, Nostalgia and Criticism. It says, I hope you check out my channel, EVS. I did a live stream for 100 subs. Thank you, sir. That's really great. 100 subs. Wow. How many people showed up? I don't, I feel like I subscribed to your channel, but I might be wrong. And let me do that right now if I haven't. I don't mind subscribing to everyone's channel, frankly. I don't think it does any harm. Nostalgia and Criticism. I'm doing it on my iPad, okay? Here you are. I have not subscribed to your channel. Congratulations, you are now at, I'm going to tap the bell too. You are at 125 subscribers now because of me, I believe. Yeah, that's good. All right, so, and thank you, Nostalgia and Criticism, for your super chat. I really do appreciate it. Those of you who are watching this and who have not subscribed to his channel, I think you should do that. That's a good idea. All right. Here we go. All right, so this is World War III. I showed you 2 covers from this. I just found another one in my basement. This is, another one of these kind of editorial-driven events. They asked me to take the Roman numeral 3 and then put these, images in each panel. Here you have absolutely wonderful. You've got Steele, John Stewart. You've got Alan Scott. You've got a big chested Power Girl right there, and you got a tiny little Hulk Girl. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Nostalgia and Criticism. Always giving you diaper money. Thanks again. Give a shout out to Gentleman 33. He's a cool cat. Gentleman 33 is a cool cat. I like him a lot. I always, when I see his comments, I'm like, oh, cool. Thanks, Gentleman 33. Yeah, I like him. Also, while we're doing this, diversity, inclusion, compassion, kindness, and comics is here, and he says I should have at least 1 million subs by now. Being an unrecognized genius sucks. It's not much better being a recognized genius. Diversity, inclusion, compassion, kindness, and comics. I'm here to tell you. No, just kidding. Listen, I also put out a call on Twitter for people to sub to your channel, and I think you must have gotten between 40 and 50 new subs. So if you guys have not subscribed to Diversity, Inclusion, Compassion, Kindness, and Comics, you should. Honestly, he did a drunken video last night. I hope that video is still there. He drank 2 bottles of wine, and then he filled a glass with bourbon and poured a little eggnog on it and just sloppily started throwing comics around and reviewing them. And I laughed my head off. I'm sorry, I think the dude is so funny. Chasley says, you're not drawing anymore? No, I am. I'm just joking. This channel will always be a mixture of drawing lessons and commentary tracks of my books and interviews with people. But I haven't done a commentary in a while, so let me just get through these covers. All right, so here we have Black Adam transforming. I don't know what's going on here. Are they combining into one? Holy cow. Yeah, it's pretty neat. This was kind of, reminds me of Green Lantern Rebirth. And then we have Grant Morrison's The Great 10. These are all Chinese superheroes. And I had to draw 10 of them in this tiny little panel. It was crazy. Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Is the cover you're showing a comic you also worked on? Asked Tehilum29. Just the cover. Just the cover. Every now and then, DC will just assign you the covers because they've got a different interior artist. James asks, James, you can't ask questions like that. I don't know. He says, what do you think of the possibility of Disney buying Fox? What do you hope happens with the X-Men? I don't know. I guess Disney will probably buy Fox. What happens with the X-Men? I hope that they get folded into the movies. That's what I hope. Okay, so suddenly Jeff Johns was working solo on JSA. He had been working with David Goyer. They were a team. He and David Goyer were co-writing. I think, was James Robinson involved too? I can't remember, but they were all writing JSA, and then suddenly Jeff was doing it solo, and he asked me to do the covers for a little while. This guy, I think his name is Degaton. I've never heard of him. I still don't know what he's about, but he looks like a Nazi. Look at him. Don't you just want to punch him? Don't you want to punch this Nazi? He's got this nice little Nazi armband, something that I gave to Sinestro a little bit later with that symbol on there. I forgot. I didn't make that connection, but yeah, armband means Nazi. Let's see. And then I had to draw all these statues in 3-point perspective. Very, very nice. Guys, this rain effect here, I was telling you about this. Draw heavy blacks, like ink heavy blacks in like this, and then take a thumbtack and go, and then kind of flick and scrape away the black. And you get this really nice lumpy kind of streaky effect. It makes really, I think, realistic rain. Yeah. I'll do a video on 3-point perspective. I need to do 2 and 3-point, so I will do that. Okay, is this cover good? Yeah, it's fine. Look at his face. What's with it? Yeah. All right, then here's the next one. Here's another one anyway. This is number 61, in which Mr. Terrific punches the head off of a zombie. And yeah, I remember saying, hey, I want these zombies to not be wet zombies, but be dry zombies. Like, it's dusty in there. I don't know why I said that, but that was my idea. Like, I pictured this guy as kind of brittle. Like, you see his arm breaking off here as he grabs Mr. Terrific's neck. And when Mr. Terrific punches him, I mean, his punch is so powerful that, like, he just, like, I want to see anatomy. I want to see dry, dusty, skeletal anatomy here. Yeah, I do love zombies very much. Is this a good cover? I don't know. It's fine. Here's another JSA cover, number 63. I guess they're all caught up in some kind of sandstorm, and it hurts. Look at the size of Jay Garrick's mouth. Ah! Look at that. Ah! Now, not good. That's not good. That mouth is too big. Hawk Girl and Star Spangled Kid and Dr. Fate. Nice to see them all, but that's not a particularly great cover. All right, so here's another book called 52 Aftermath: The Four Horsemen. These covers, at least this one here, is badass. This is me. One of my biggest influences is Derek Riggs, the guy who did all of the Iron Maiden covers. I talk about him a lot. If you have seen all those like heavy metal T-shirts with Eddie on them, I love them. Absolutely love them. And he's a big early influence on my work. I liked him when I was a young teenager. So I'm not sure. Keith Giffen, I think, was doing this miniseries, and he had these designs for the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. And I'm not sure which one is which, but you've got this cool like hyena guy with a robotic arm or something, and then these guys here. I love this dude here. Look at this hand. I mean, I should do some more art tips on how to draw hands, especially with the fingers out. So you do some foreshortening and get some interesting kind of effects for the hands that you do. You've got the Trinity right here. They look beautiful and calm and collected. They're just like, hey, what are we doing here? It's not a problem. We're not really worried about it. We can handle it. But yeah, fantastic. So fun to draw these. But yeah, I love, like, these designs are so weird and so creepy and strange. And I remember just thinking, what? But I think they turned out really, really good on this cover. Somebody is saying Batman needs longer ears. Do you mean my Batman does? I think he's got. I draw my Batman ears the Brian Boland length. I think he does the perfect Batman cowl, so I just go with him. And the cape is actually just my own innovation. I've seen other artists kind of draw his cape to look a little bit more like Batwings, but never really exactly like Batwings. So that's my thing, and I'm gonna keep it. I don't really hear a lot of complaints about it, so it's probably a good thing. So here's another one. You've got Superman. And look, I mean, even in 2007, I mean, zombies were all the rage. Here's Superman fighting an army of zombies. Same series here, the Four Horsemen. And you've got this You've got this guy here. You've got his silhouette. He is omnipresent. Not bad. I like this guy here with the baseball cap. I just tried to draw like regular people as zombies, I think. You know, you've got I don't know, just regular folks. Yeah, I don't know why Superman's worried about getting bitten. I don't think he should be worried unless they're superpowered zombies. Who knows? Yeah. Here's another one from the Four Horsemen. I guess this would be pestilence or plague or something like that. And here is Wonder Woman being attacked by a swarm of locusts. Yeah, okay, so this is the plague. And I got to get in here. I like drawing insects, especially when I can get really detailed with them. I like drawing these kind of cicada wings on the, I don't know, it was fun. It was really fun. Wonder Woman is like, huh? What? Oh my goodness. She's got her lasso out. It's okay. I mean, this is, 10 years old, but I like it. It's fine. And then we got Batman. And here we have Batman. This was one of my own innovations. We're fighting this robot hyena guy. All right. Matt West says, did you use reference for the locust? Yeah, I probably did. I mean, you want to do that. You do want to do that. So you've got the hyena guy, and he's chewing on a bone with meat on it. Great dog face here. Look at the gore dripping out of his mouth. And how do you beat a character like this? How do you beat him? Well, you're going to have to fist fight him. So Batman shows up with bat brass knuckles. I mean, those are pretty vicious. You've got his cape kind of wrapped around him again here. And he's going to beat the living hell out of this hyena god with bat brass knuckles. Bat knuckles? I don't know. Yeah. I just feel like he would have those bat knuckles. Makes sense to me. When did I think I used those again somewhere else. I can't remember. But yeah, I really, really love this. And this is Brian Miller, I think, from Hi-Fi doing the coloring. And yeah, it's one of those things where when you get the colors back into your inbox and you can open them up and see them for the first time, you just go, oh wow, like I love this like super white lighting over his head here from the lightning. It's just so cool. All right, here's something interesting. People always ask me to draw Aquaman, and I don't know. I mean, I'll draw Aquaman, I suppose, but he's not one of my favorite guys. This cover, I remember people really liking it. Let's see. Pete Tomasi was the editor, and he asked me to draw, a shot of Aquaman surfacing. And I went, okay, I will. And I drew this from the front. And he said, you know what, just to be weird, why don't you flip him around and look at him from the back? And I said, oh, we could do some of that Aquaman booty. And believe it or not, yeah, this cover, I remember it made it into an LGBT art site. A lot of, I guess, gay guys like this cover, so good. Yeah, Aquabot, fish booty. But I like this cover for one thing. I love the seaweed behind here. This took a little time to do. I love the fish and the angles they're swimming at. I really do like this costume. I like the weird fishy bone structure there. And most of all, I like that if you look real close, you can see the reflection of his face, like on, this is the surface, like he's just about to break the surface here. So, I don't know. Is this a good cover? Yeah, it is. I like it. I think it's subtle and innovative, and I always thought Aquaman was kind of Tarzan underwater. That was my idea for the character. I wanted him to be kind of like a mysterious sort of young, uh, god, like not god, whatever, but Tarzan. He's the king of the undersea kingdom, and like it would be weird. Like he wouldn't understand normal people. He wouldn't understand humans. He speaks and he thinks like sea creatures. Dope Spell, thank you for that huge super chat. Love your work. Please draw a video on drawing lighting, and please follow me on Twitter. Okay, I will. Show me say hello on Twitter, and I'll follow you that way. And thank you for the super chat again. That's diaper money for Ava. We do appreciate it. It turned out good. I'm happy with it. But this is the thing, before Jeff Johns and Ivan kind of re-established a more traditional Aquaman, I had a take on him that was a little bit more kind of, it's almost like he's an alien. Like the undersea kingdom, the undersea world is strange, and it's his world, and we can't understand him, and he can't really understand us. He's just this hero that exists kind of and was raised up by creatures who think in an alien way from us. And I would have had him very shadowy, and I don't know, it would have been fun to do, but it didn't happen. And frankly, when Jeff and Ivan came in and reestablished Aquaman, they did a great job of doing the kind of Super Friends version of Aquaman. That worked out really well. Here we have, I got to work with Dwayne McDuffie, who was fantastic. What a genius, really smart man, really kind man, quiet, very intelligent, very classy, very tall. He was like 7 feet tall. I remember walking next to him, and I'm 6 foot, so I'm no shrimp. And Dwayne McDuffie was towered over me. But he and I got to do this. This is issue 17's cover, and then I got to do the interiors for issue 20. And so we have Black Lightning and a very cool look that he had back then in 2008. He had a nice shaved head. I really like this suit. It reminds me of, like, he belongs in the Flash. Like, he belongs in the Flash's world, just by the look of his suit. I really like the attention that I paid to detail. If you look at the eyes, you can see that there's lightning crackling in the pupils, but there's all kinds of good stuff going on underneath this glass. And he's handsome. And look, he takes off his glove, and his hand is just, it's alive with electricity. That's cool. So much about doing superhero comics is about creating these kind of power fantasies, and I really wish I could take off my glove and show someone my hand that looked like that, and just scare the hell out of them if they were bad guys. That would be cool. The Black Lightning TV show is coming out next month, and let's hope it's good. It looks like it's going to be pretty neat. Let me just say a little something about Dwayne McDuffie. He was a very kind guy, and I should do a commentary for JLA, or Justice League of America, I think it was called, number 20, that we did together. It was a Flash and Wonder Woman story that he wrote just for me, and boy, it was one of those really rare, super enjoyable experiences. And after it was done, he laughed. He loved the book. He loved the way it turned out. And he wanted to do more. And I pitched him. No, I didn't pitch him. I told him about this idea I had for Day of the Composites. And he really wanted to write that. And it was funny, he mentioned it on the DC Comics message boards. Hey, Ethan, had a great time, with Justice League 20. We should do that composite Superman story you pitched. I went, oof, shh. I went, Dwayne, don't say that out loud. I wish that, I don't know, I wish we had done it, because I think if he and I did it together, it would have been out by now. Instead of languishing in files. And that's the way it goes, I miss him. I didn't get to do very much work with him, but I wish I had. I really do. Alright, so here we go. McDuffie's creations are proof that you can create good minority characters that will be popular, and you don't need to do the stuff Marvel's been doing. Well, James, What can I tell you? You can do good characters with, as long as they have cool powers that people want, and they feel real. Look at this. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, number 5. All right. Here's a cover. They said, hey, we want to have John Stewart like commanding the Green Lantern Corps. I'm going to do a close-up, and I want to have him yelling right at the reader. This is the thing. You want to do covers if you can, if it's possible. You see how he's looking at you? When this is on the stands, he's actually like looking at you, and you're looking back at him, and suddenly you're kind of drawn to maybe picking up the book because he's asking you to pick up the book. Not so with this cover. He's not looking at you, but this one he is looking at you. He's looking at you here, and he's pointing at you, and he's saying, "Lanterns, light them up." So we know we've got action inside here, and that's what we want in the comic. Open up to a big, huge shot. These are my interiors, written by Robert Venditti, artist Ethan Van Sciver, colorist Jason Wright, who I love, and just fantastic. There's a variant cover by Kevin Nolan. Guy Gardner screaming in pain. He's being tortured. He is being tortured, and he just stops for a minute, and he thinks, "You think torture's gonna make me talk?" He's like, "You better put your back into a cupcake." That's our Guy Gardner. Yeah, he's like, look, and I like this panel a lot. Look at his defiant face. He's got a sharp blade pointed at his throat, and yeah. He's not going to say whatever he wants him to say. And just subtly here, he just plunges the knife right into Guy Gardner's abdomen. He said, we will continue. We'll continue the torture. Meanwhile, look at Sinestro's castle. Look at this. That is spooktacular. A little tiny shot of his, I guess, mistress / secretary. Comes in. This is Lissa Drack, and she says, "Something vexes you, my lord." Apparently, Sinestro has a 3D model of the entire universe, and I decided, look, it's circular. If you actually look around the edges of it, this is the source wall, okay? And Sinestro is down here kind of manipulating it. So he kind of brings it down so that he's among the universe here. All these little planets all around him. Look, this is a man. Look at that's a great shot of Sinestro. Hold on. I mean, I know I taught you guys how to draw Sinestro this week. I think you guys should be able to do this too. You really should. Look at her. She comes in. I like her little face. She's listening. She's very serious. As he's got responsibility for, or he's planning, to do stuff. He's aware of all of these worlds. He's aware of them. Yeah. Crazy. And she tries to seduce Sinestro, a little booty here. This is the thing. I mean, by the way, they wanted to cover this up because I did show a little rear end here. And DC isn't crazy about that. I mean, they don't want their characters sort of objectified, their female or male characters objectified. But I made this argument. I said, no. She's objectifying herself here. She is coming on to him big time, and she isn't trying to present herself as an object of lust. So a little booty is fine. And sure enough, she gets Sinestro naked. I have drawn Sinestro naked, I think, more times than anyone. I don't think there is another artist who has drawn Sinestro naked as much as I have. I like her just clawing his back here. That feels really good. I don't know, ladies, scratch your guy's back. It's nice. And he just grabs her hand. He's like, he's like, listen, I'm not your toy, and you better talk to me with respect. And then he just goes right in and starts kissing her neck. And here we go, claws right across the back. Do you remember Sinestro has this Green Lantern symbol on his back, left over from Green Lantern Rebirth, Kyle Rayner did this to him, and this is just a reminder. Like this is, this is always a part of him now. That scar, that bitter scar. But Sinestro is a man of passion. That was hard to draw. Asking me to draw Sinestro being sexual is not something I wanted to do, but I think I played it off. I think I did a good job. In the meantime, Hal Jordan wakes up, and this is not something you want to wake up to where you've got your chest all sewed up. In case you're wondering, again, a lot of nudity in this book. Hal Jordan is a boxer's man. He likes to wear crinkly, a pair of Brooks Brothers boxer shorts. The same kind of underwear that I used to see Mad Men. John Hamm would wear, his character would wear in Mad Men. Well, it's the same underwear that Hal Jordan wears. So just in case you were curious, he's got construct stitches. And here comes, this is a strange book. Here comes, great shot of Hal here. He's like, what, who did this to me? Well, she did, Ceramic did. Now, this was a watershed moment for me here. I had been drawing Ceramic Natu in the Sinestro series often, and the original design that Brad Walker had, this was zipped down, and there was a lot of cleavage showing here. I did the same thing here, and DC told me to zip her up. So I had to go back in with whiteout her boobies, and then draw this zipped up. And from then on, she was zipped up all the time. And that's the way it is. But, it's funny. It's like I still have outtakes for all this. I've still got the original version and then the corrected version. So that might be of interest to post on Twitter at some point. She helps Hal up. This bothers me here. If you look at this color, I went, why did he put that line there? Like, his mouth, you could see what I did with the inks here. His mouth is kind of scrunched up into kind of a, kind of like his lips are pursed. But the colorist drew a line there that looks really weird. And it makes his mouth look like it's extended longer. Like, he didn't get that Hal's lips were pursed as he's looking at his ring that Ceramic has. So that bothers me. Again, boxers, okay? Boxers. Takes the ring, and he's surprised to hear that Ceramic has taken control of the Sinestro Corps. Yeah. And here we are. Here's Mogo. John Stewart and Kilowog are flying over the power battery. Love them. Absolutely love drawing Kilowog. I don't get to draw him enough, but he is one of my favorites. And here we have two newer lanterns that I also learned to love. That's Goran's son. And what's her name? Oh my god. Why am I having difficulty remembering her name? What? Goran's son. And 26. Thank you. Oh, Matt West is helping me out there. But it's not, he's writing 26. It's actually 2-6. God, I drew her all during Edge of Oblivion. For the first time, I had to draw her in like almost every panel. But yeah, her name is 26. And she's a pretty good character, but she's new. And they fly up and look. So all manner of alien craft are in the sky. This was tricky. I didn't want to draw Star Wars ships. I wanted to, okay, so if we've got spaceships from all over the universe, these have to look original, and there has to be a wide variety of designs. Like, that is a weird spacecraft, but that would be a spacecraft somewhere. That would be a spacecraft. Look at this kind of bony UFO. You've got this weird, like jellyfish kind of ship, and just all kinds of different shapes. This took a long time. Look at this. This looks kind of like a balloon. And then apparently there are just a billion, like literally a billion ships back there. But the good thing is you don't need to draw a billion. You only need to draw 15 big ones that people can see, and then little dots, little shapes in the background there. Look, there's a Star Destroyer. Had to do that. And I think a TIE fighter too, a little TIE fighter right there. Yeah. This is fun, but this is challenging. I mean, you really have to. I've had to do this a few times where you have to, okay, draw something and then get that out of your head and then draw something completely different, because when you're working with the, can you say hi, Elizabeth? Hi, Elizabeth. Hi, I'm here. I'm Ethan. Glad you're watching. Okay, so yeah, you have to just think of the variety of the universe, and you have to present that in some way. Yeah, it's important to be creative moments like this. Otherwise, you just, I mean, look at that. That's a cool little moth ship. I don't know. Here's an easy cover, an easy page. I remember trying to meet this deadline and going, okay, I'm gonna make this conversation kind of easy, and so I only drew this. Like I drew these things, and Jason said, well, what's the background look like? And I said, the sky is crying. Okay, so it's like a meteor shower that looks like tears, like the whole universe is weeping. And he went, oh, I love you. You have to inspire your colorist. You have to inspire the other creators you're working on, you know, and get them really motivated. And when you leave the backgrounds open like this, you know, I tell him, I'm like, look, this is a guitar solo for you. Like, I'm going to draw this much, and then I'm leaving this for you to just show what you can do. And, you know, look, it works great. It works really well. Yeah, Hal takes his ring off and reveals that he's still kind of made of willpower. He hasn't retained his humanity yet. And I like Ceramic, who's just ever the medical professional. I mean, she's a doctor. She cares for people. She's kind of surprised by this, but she wants to examine it and see if she can fix it. And they're getting along here. Yeah. And she's like, hey, look, I'm trying to be a good influence on the Yellow Lanterns. And Hal's just like, you know what? We'll see about that. Okay. That's a great shot. I love Hal Jordan so much. People say he's like the most boring of the Lanterns. Oh, I disagree. I think he's a real hero. He's all American and a lot of fun to draw. He's just like this kind of Marlboro Man ideal, you know. And then boom, light it up. Nice shot. Nice cool shot. I like getting to do a splash page where, you know, usually the writer will say, hey, Hal has put on his Green Lantern suit, and this is just a badass shot of him saying, I'm gonna blow it all to hell. Like, look, Ceramic is kind of like amused, like she's delighted by this. She's attracted to him. In the meantime, yeah, defensive formations. This was okay. I actually approached this, and I said, I'm gonna draw all 7,200 lanterns. Like, I'm gonna take this panel, and I'm gonna draw every lantern I know. All right, so because they're coming up off of Mogo, and they're gonna go face off against that big multitude of spacecraft that I just showed. And I got this far, and really, I wanted to do this whole thing, and you can't. Like, I have deadlines. Like, I really want to do stuff like that. And if this were still like 2004 EVS, like, I would have just been like, sorry, this page is going to take 2 weeks, and that's just the way it is. Hi, Regina, I notice you. And yeah, this is as far as I got. And it's still good. I mean, you look, and all these lanterns are real. Like, these are established characters. I did, you know, all the research that I could do to just find as many as I could find and draw them all in there. There's F sharp bell, and yeah. So, you know, this is not what I wanted, but it's still good. You know, it's still worth looking at. And then 2-page spread, yes, yeah. Show them our line in the sand. This was actually quick. I drew this page in 1 day, and the way I did it was, even though it looks really complicated, okay, so let's take, we got a 2-page spread, we got to fill up this room. Let's do one big huge shot of Kilowog in the foreground. Okay, so this took up a lot of room, right? And I definitely want to draw Badge, who's the cutest squirrel Green Lantern ever. I love his tail. I designed him. I created Badge, so I put rings on his tail, and he's just cute. I like him. So I wanted to draw him here, and so already it's like a big huge shot of Tomar 2, right here. That takes up. Look, already like this one page is almost completely filled just with that stuff. So you just add in, you layer in more and more characters, and before you know it, it looks a lot more. It looks like I did a lot more work than I did, and that's how to meet a deadline. And then on the other page, you've got to show some ships. So let's redraw. Look at this whale ship. That is hot. I'm really good. I'm really impressed. Yeah, like that's really pretty. Like I like this page a lot. Look at this jellyfish lantern here. Yeah. And the frog lantern. I like him. Salak is here. I mean, just all your favorites are right here, ready to fight all these ships. Uh, yeah, I know. Raymo's like, you're humble. No, Raymo, like, here's the thing. When you do your work, like, when I turn this in, I'm like, oh, it's done. Let me get this out of here. And then when it comes out, I go, okay, I'll do better next time. But the thing about it is when you go back and review your work, like, much later, like this was a year ago, and you're like removed from it, you see it more objectively, and you go, oh, I really like, yeah, like that worked out well. You can see where all your energy and your heart went. Okay, and it's sometimes your heart beats. You make your heart beat. You just go, yeah, I did a good job. So look, I'll tell you where I screw up. I'll be honest with you about that. I always will. Yeah. Okay, here's where I screwed up. So here's a 2-page spread, and I just went, I gotta cheat this. I gotta get this in. So I was asked to have Princess Iolandi create a cannon construct and then fire the cannon just as a warning shot. Well, first of all, where are the other lanterns? Okay, presumably they're back there, but really, if I should have drawn more lanterns behind there. Too lazy, and needed to get this done. Um, oh no, can you guys? Am I okay? Can you guys hear me? There's a little bit of a lag. Oh no. Well, tell me when I'm back. Am I back? I don't know. All right, so I don't. This will probably post normal. I hope it does. Okay. So yeah, and you know, all I did was I drew this, and then I just drew the blast here, and I just said stat this here, and then look at this panel. All this is a shot of the beam, boom, and then little ships here. So this is so easy. And then again, stat one more time, but without a blast. This page must have taken 2 minutes. I'm just kidding. This page probably, or this 2-page spread probably took couple hours. I mean, it's just, if you can find a way to cut corners and still tell the story, you need to do it. Oh, these action figures are nice. And so John shows up, and this is just a warning shot. He's just saying, "Hey, we don't want to harm it. This is me being great again. So don't worry. Like that 2-page spread was a cheat, but here I am back in fine form. You can even see in just this little panel here, I drew the entire gun. I drew Iolandi stepping off of it. Kilowog looks great, and you can see the lanterns all in a row here. They're all in a line. We mean none of you any harm. John's reaching out to them, trying to be diplomatic. And so this dude, look at this alien dude. He comes out of one of the ships and he's just like, bless the stars, the Green Lantern Corps, please help us. So, hey, this wasn't a war mission at all. He's like, I didn't expect a welcome, Stewart. He's like, well, you are now commanding the troops. I'm going to go talk to this guy face to face. I like this little panel here. Great background. And he meets up with this general. And they need help. Look at his little alien face. John's talking to him, and he's saying, hey, we need the Green Lantern Corps. And he's like, let's go. We'll help you. That's what we do. And so we have three panels here. They're all the same size. This is actually really neat. Rob Venditti is just like, okay, I'm going to show you where we're leaving off for the next issue. So, boom, we've got the Green Lantern Corps who have now teamed up with that entire alien group of ships, and then we have Guy Gardner. Poor Guy Gardner. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Nathan Cinder. I hope the Green Lantern movie will take some inspiration from your work. Great visuals. Thank you. I'd be honored if they did. Um, we have Guy Gardner being tortured. Look at these, like burning his chest. I don't know what they're doing to him, but they're really hurting him. And he's not going to give up. He's chanting the oath, just to get through it. He's such a good soldier. And in the meantime, Hal Jordan has he's healed and he's put on his costume and he's going to go. I think he's going after Sinestro. There's going to be a big fight next issue between Hal and Sinestro. And yeah, that's how to do a comic book, folks. That's how to do it. And look, Robert Venditti, what a great guy. What a just terrific, underrated writer. One of the best at DC right now. I know he's got a book coming out with Tony Daniel, kind of more of a creator-owned book called Damage, and I think you guys should check that out. I think it's going to be good. Nostalgia and Criticism says, have him on. I have asked him to come on, and now is not a good time for him. But he will come on, believe it. And he's just, listen, people are busy. Yeah, Damage does look dope. It's going to be good. What do I think of Jessica and Simon? I think I love Jessica. And Simon's okay. I don't like drawing him very much. His costume's really complicated. But yeah, I do like the Green Lanterns series. Tehilum29 asks EVS, what was one of the hardest Marvel covers or comics you worked on? Tehilum, the hardest cover I drew was probably New X-Men number 134. And that was Jean Grey and the Flowers. Even though it's one of my favorites, it took the longest. The hardest comic I had to draw was New X-Men number 117 because it was brutal. It really hurt my feelings that it had a very sad story. Yeah, you can go back and read that. But don't worry, we're gonna get some good people on. How many pages can you do in a day? Asked Nasser. If I'm lucky, one. Yeah. Yeah. Always. I mean, whenever someone is showing, using their power, it's like John is displaying willpower here, so Green Lantern symbols in his eyes. Always do that. I think it's a good thing. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you for tuning in. I don't want to keep you here all night. I know you're used to these 3-hour live streams. It's just not what I do. I just like to say hi to you guys and get back to work. Yeah, but I do appreciate all your support. Please, if you're here and you have not subscribed to this channel yet, do me a favor, hit subscribe. It's free. And even better than that, hit the bell. Once you hit subscribe, a little bell icon will show up, and you can click on that. And then whenever I have a guest on or whenever I have a new video up, you'll get a little notification that'll let you know, and you'll be able to see it before anyone else, really. I think that's a good thing to do. And also, please click like. Give me likes. Apparently, that really helps the video. YouTube kind of shows preference to videos with a lot of likes. So what can I say, you guys? Every day, I'm grateful for your support. This is the comic renaissance. You and me. That's what this is. This is the comic renaissance. We are, we're bringing joy. Isn't that a great word for this time of the year? We're bringing joy back to comics, and we're all doing it together, drama-free. So, from me to you, have a great night, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.